Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough, America's favorite golf podcast, right here on FanStream Sports, live from the North Dallas FanStream Sports studios. I'm IndyCarTim. It is December, as the calendar tells me. More than a week into December. And we still have golf, boys and girls. Today's show is always brought to you by Orion Golf, Tomstown Distilling Company, Golf Central Magazine, and, of course, our good friends over at Turf Life. More on them later. But we do have golf. If you are a fan of the Johnny Free show, you're in for a treat. We are a day late and $1 short, as usual, as we record on a Tuesday, not a Monday, as we've got Hero World Golf Challenge recap. We've got the Golf Awards finalists, and we've got some fall FedEx Cup Fall winners and losers for you today. Welcome into the program. Welcome into FanStream Sports. Head over to fanstreamsports.com for all of your sports, to quench your sports thirst, as they say, with all of our great digital written content, original digital written content, all of our great podcasts from just about every sport that you want and desire. But we are here to talk golf. And don't forget, From the Rough, we'll expand. We're going to expand a little bit. Johnny and I are in 2026. We are going to bring you more than just the PGA Tour. We're going to bring you more than just the current or the past week's PGA Tour. No, we're not going to talk live golf. We're not covering live golf and that travesty of an organization. But we are going to bring you way more LPGA event coverage, way more Korn Ferry event coverage, some DP World Tour event coverage, and just golf from all over the world. Because the golf world is more than just the PGA Tour. We know that. And as the new year rings in, as the 2026 season comes upon us, we will offer you much, much more golf coverage with some, maybe some interviews, some players, some caddies, some golf coaches. And as always, me and Johnny's wonderful banter about, of course, golf, but pretty much whatever the hell else comes into our brains during the show. Which is funny because, you know, these things aren't necessarily scripted. We have an outline of things that we want to talk about, but back and forth, he and I usually come across a topic that just comes up off the tops of our heads that we maybe take a left turn on. We might hit the ball into the wrong fairway from time to time, so to speak. We might even hole out on the wrong green from time to time on the show. Not in real life. At least Johnny doesn't. But that's what you get with From the Rough. Johnny will be back maybe on Wednesday. And maybe not until Monday. I really don't know because he's got a full schedule of golf things and drunk sports assignment coverage as it is. But today I wanted to focus with you boys and girls because we didn't get to do one of these on Monday. Wanted to talk a little bit about Hideki Matsuyama and his hero win, the PGA Tour awards, and maybe throw out some FedEx Cup Fall winners and losers, as it were. Are there really Yeah, I guess there are losers, so to speak. But let's start with that World Hero Challenge as Hideki Matsuyama wins the 2025 event in a playoff over Alex Noren. And, of course, our boy, your boy, everyone's boy,
Scottie Scheffler.
Finishes fourth. Unbelievable. What's wrong with Scottie? Matsuyama set a blistering pace during Sunday's final round out in the Bahamas. I wonder how they got to the Bahamas. I think they flew through the Bermuda Triangle. They sailed through the Bermuda. Are there missing golfers? Disappearing planes and ships. And, you know, what a year for Hideki as he bookends 2025 with wins. Of course, after the season opening win the season opening win, he, of course, wins the Hero World Challenge, the last event on the 2025 calendar before we head into 2026. It was his first appearance here in 7 years. And what a showing it was. He's going to want to go back with his playoff win with a birdie on the first extra hole over Alex Noren. He utilized a final round 64 to post a 22 under for the tournament. He matched when Noren rolled in a birdie putt from just outside 18 feet on the 72nd hole. The two were featured in the penultimate group, yet they were able to skirt past 54-hole leader, my name is Sepp Straka, who finished the week at 21 under. And, of course, the one that we mentioned,
Scottie Scheffler,
finished at 20 under alongside J.J. Spawn in a tie for fourth. Of course, the Hero World Challenge first played way back in the year 2000. As that's a whole nother topic of conversation. 2000 or 2000? I mean, we say the year 1900, 1800, 1700, 1600, and so forth and so on. Why not 2000? Why is it all of a sudden we go by thousands? I've brought this up before. Why is this year 2025? Why isn't it 2025? Why wasn't it 2004? Why does it have to be 2004? It's dumb. It's not. Stick with what we have established over the last 1900 years. All right, format-wise, with our dates. It was the year 2000, not the year 2000. Y'all sound like moron dogs out there saying it wrong. But this event, since 2000, has now had 6 multiple-time winners. Matsuyama joins that list. That includes, of course, Davis Love III, tournament host Tiger Woods, Graham McDowell, Victor Hovland, and, of course,
Scottie Scheffler.
In the last 9 playings of the event, Matsuyama, Scheffler, and Hovland have combined for 6 victories. And despite not having eyes on the leader at the onset of the day, Matsuyama made his move early and often from 3 strokes back when he started. He rattled home 3 birdies in a 4-hole stretch from numbers 3 through 6, taking advantage of the early par 5s at Albany Golf Club. Sepp Straka did well to match the pace, reaching 20 under for the tournament thanks to 3 birdies in his first 6 holes. He grabbed another birdie at the turn to post a front 932 before making his way to the inward half of the golf course where Matsuyama was already impressing everyone. From 116 yards on the left side of the fairway of the par 4 10th, Matsuyama maneuvered a wedge just long and right of the pin, where it then took a couple of bounces and spun back into the hole in a shot that did not look unlike many of mine on video games. From 2 behind into a share of the lead, Matsuyama never looked back. He began to build on his advantage, and what a shot that was. A birdie on the par 4 13th gave Matsuyama a 2-stroke lead as it started to appear he would cruise into the winner's circle, but just as the tournament began to look like it was in hand, he saw Noren. Alex Noren quickly appear in his rearview mirror. Winning twice on the DP World Tour this fall, including the league's flagship event, the BMW PGA Championship. The Swede made his push late. As Matsuyama continued to pile up pars, he made par in his final 5 holes. Noren started to string birdies together. He found the service in 2 on the par 5 15th to make a stress-free birdie before knocking in a 19-foot effort on the difficult par 4 16th to give himself a heartbeat Both Noren and Matsuyama narrowly missed chances on the par 3 17th, setting the stage for the finisher, where Noren ultimately came through with one of his last circles on a scorecard to force a playoff. Back to the tee box, the two went as neither Straka nor Scheffler was able to join the fun. Scheffler made a heroic par save on the par 4 16th to stay within two, but once he missed a 14-foot birdie opportunity on 17, his chances were gone. Straka, on the other hand, made a birdie on his final hole to eke closer to the winning score, but was upended by a poor bogey on the par 4 16th, just 2 holes before that. That meant the date was set for the only two, and after both players found the short grass on the fairway middle, an approach contest materialized with Matsuyama ultimately getting the better of Noren, striking his second, twirling his club, and barking at his ball to sit. Matsuyama stuffed his iron shot to near tap-in distance to give himself his second win of the year and his second win at Tiger's tournament. And, you know, all in all, Hideki Matsuyama continues to, at least in my opinion, continues to impress at times, while at other times, sort of disappearing. The inconsistency with Matsuyama is what baffles me. Now, he had a pretty good 2025, and he's going to want to carry that over to 2026. There's no question. As we take a gander at some of the rest of the leaderboard, your finishers, of course, we mentioned Straka in third at 21 under. J.J. Spaun, Scottie Scheffler tying for fourth at 20 under. Justin Rose in another good showing with a Sunday 66. At 18 under, Corey Connors, the top Canadian, shot a 65 on Sunday to finish 17 under. Harris English, Wyndham Clark tying for eighth at 15 under. English shot a 67 on Sunday, as he had just one round on Thursday with a 70 out of the 60s here. Cam Young in 10th, solo 10th at 14 under with a pair of 70s on the weekend. Sam Burns in 11th at 12 under. Had a 65 on Saturday, but followed that up with a 70 on Sunday. Robert McIntyre shoots 67, 69, and 68 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but couldn't recover from that 73 on Thursday that put him in a deep hole. He finishes in sole possession of 12th at 11 under. Your Ryder Cup captain, Keegan Bradley in 13th at 10 under. After a 67 on Thursday, follows that up with a 72 on Friday, then goes 69, 70 on the weekend. Then Akshay Bhatia, Billy Horschel, Brian Harmon, Andrew Novak, Aaron Rai, Jordan Spieth, and Chris Goddard tied for 19th at even par. So not a great weekend for Jordan Spieth. We're going to talk a little bit about more about him here in a little bit. But, you know, all in all, these FedEx Cup Fall events certainly serve a purpose. And I'll not lie, it's kind of weird when you see guys like Jordan Spieth, Scottie Scheffler playing in this thing. I kind of know why they do it. And then part of me kind of doesn't know why they do it. I'm sure there are sponsorship reasons. I'm sure there are contractual reasons why some of these guys show up. Some of these guys are fighting through injuries that they're trying to rehab from before the start of the regular season in 2026. But at the same time, you can work yourself into a situation where that does more harm than good, I think, from time to time. Which takes us into our Player of the Year award nominees as Scottie Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and Tommy Fleetwood headline those players who are POY award nominees. On Wednesday, the PGA Tour announced their nominees for the two major awards that it hands out each year, the Player of the Year and the Rookie of the Year, where we find
Scottie Scheffler,
Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood, and Ben Griffin making up the four-man race for the Jack Nicklaus Award, while Michael Brennan, Stephen Visk, William Mao, Aldrich Potgeider, and Carl Phillips are among those. I can't even read my own writing. Are among those who will fight it out for the Arnold Palmer Award. How cool would that be? Like if you were that they literally had to fight it out. Like, what if you took Scottie, Rory, Tommy, and Ben and put them out on a golf course and you said you have 3 holes. The way you finish those 3 holes will determine how you finish in the award. And of course, you're going to have, ties and things through just 3 holes. So you have to maybe trick it up a little bit where they can only use, I don't know, a pitching wedge and make them all par 5s or something. I don't know. You know me. I'm always looking to trick things up a little bit, especially awards. And then for the Rookie of the Year, you throw Michael Brennan, Stephen Fisk, William Mount, Aldrich Potgeider, Carl Phillips, all out there. Oh, you know what? Maybe you make them all putt-putt for it. Let's put them all out on a putt-putt course somewhere. One of those newfangled indoor putt-putt courses where in between holes you got to take a shot or something, or 2 shots. Ooh, no, what? Here's how you do it. All right, just figure this thing out. So for both awards, you've got them all contested against each other at some massive indoor bar/putt-putt facility. And after every hole, your score dictates the number of shots you have to take before the next hole. So, you shoot a 2, you got to take 2 shots before you tee off on the next putt-putt hole. If you get a 3 on that hole, and these are hard holes, like some of these are going to be par 4s, par 3s for putt-putt. You guys have seen these new indoor, what do you call them, boutique putt-putt establishments, where they're also bars. So, yeah. And then whoever comes out on top, if a guy passes out, you're out before you finish. You go 18. Last man standing wins the award. You win the Rookie of the Year or you win the Player of the Year. I think that would be a great made-for-TV event. I'm telling you. You want to fix golf on TV? For those who think it's broken, I don't. But for those who do, just televise that. I'd much rather watch this than TGL. I would much rather watch these guys on a indoor putt-putt course where you got to do shots between holes for 18 holes, and then you see the last man standing. I mean, would it get any better than that on TV? You could do pay-per-view on that, and guys would tune in. At least I would. Am I alone? Y'all let me know. At IndyCarTim across all social media, X, whatever, or just leave a comment here underneath the video in the comment section of the YouTube video. I'd love to hear from you. My new idea. I might just start that league anyway. So I enjoy my vodka Red Bull here. So let's fix golf more here. As some of these guys, of course, Scottie Scheffler is fairly familiar with the Jack Nicklaus Award. He joined Tiger Woods as the only golfer to claim the title 3 years in a row when he won last season. We know Woods won 5 straight from 99 to 03, from 1999 to 2003, and then 3 in a row from 2005 to 2007. Scheffler, of course, by winning in 2024, became the 3rd golfer named Player of the Year 3 times in his career, joining Woods, who did it 11 times, and Rory McIlroy, who also did it 3 times. Scheffler's got a really good bid to make it 4 in a row, thanks to his season last year, of course, that was not without some early adversity. He was, of course, sidelined at the beginning of the year due to that hand herpes that he caught from Jordan Spieth, the University of Texas hand herpes that was going around Thanksgiving last year, as Spieth and Scottie Scheffler apparently shook hands at some point and they passed hand herpes to each other and kept him out of the lineup early. He did return for the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. He entered 20 total events, finished inside the top 25 in all of them, and ticked off 6 more victories along the way. And this was after I predicted early in the year that Scottie Scheffler would not win in 2025. I never said I was good at my predictions. I just said I was confident in my predictions, and that's not the same thing. And you know what? I might make the same prediction for 2026. As a matter of fact,
Scottie Scheffler
might not win in 2026. We will get into those as Johnny and I do our season preview together here in the next couple of weeks for the year 2026. But yes, of course, Scottie Scheffler rebounded nicely with his 6 wins in 2025. And in addition to his wins at PGA Tour stops like the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson right here in my backyard, the Procore, the BMW, he just successfully defended his win at the Memorial. His other 2 wins came in the form of majors as he raised the Wanamaker Trophy at the PGA and became the champion golfer of the year at the Open when he raced away from the field at Royal Portrush. Now, for those of you that missed my consolation on the British Open versus the Open, which one to say it? Because for my 54 years, it's always been the British Open, as it commonly is referred to here in America. But after much deliberation and study and research and a couple of bottles of vodka late night on Wikipedia, I have gone back on that. It truly is the Open. It's not the British Open. It is the Open. And by saying that, I don't mean that it's the best major. I certainly don't mean that, because I think it's the worst major, to the point that I don't even think it should be a major. But it is. But it's not the British Open by virtue of them not playing it in Britain every year. It's just simply not. It's factually and geographically incorrect to call it the British Open. So maybe go back and listen to that episode. I'm sure I made a lot of people uncomfortable with that realization there. Scottie Scheffler's season is difficult for anyone to stack up against, but if anyone could do it, it would be Rory, as he shot out of the gates last year by winning the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, the Players, for the second time in his career. All of this led to the Masters, where, of course, he won in a playoff to become just the 6th player in men's professional golf to complete the career Grand Slam. He enjoyed a solid back half to his season with a win at the Irish Open on the DP World Tour. He also starred as a member of the winning Euro Ryder Cup team at Bethpage Black. However, those accolades are not officially factored into the award. Supposedly. Allegedly. While Scheffler and Rory both have been nominated for 4 straight seasons, Fleetwood and Griffin are making their first appearance on the ballot. Fleetwood nabbed the Tour Championship and by doing so claimed the FedEx Cup title at East Lake to put a bow on an ultra-consistent season and finally breaking through with a win, as we've been talking about since we started the show in 2018. When's Tommy going to win? Well, he finally did. And I might, if I had a vote in this thing, I might go Tommy Fleetwood. Sounds weird to say, but I'd have to think about it again over a vodka Red Bull. By the way, Tomstown vodka goes great with Red Bull. Tomstown.com. But, you know, Griffin also has a strong case. He won 3 times across 30 tournaments, including the Worldwide Technology Championship during the FedEx Cup Fall. So he has a recent win, fresh in the mind of everybody. If you want to go stats, if you're a stats guy, which in golf is somewhat difficult to do because there's so many. Scottie Scheffler played in 20 events, won 6. He had 17 top 10s, 2 majors, 4 major top 10s, with a scoring average of 68.13. That is first. Rory McIlroy played in 16 events with 3 wins, 8 top 10s, 1 major, 2 major top 10s, second in the league at 69.08 for a scoring average. Tommy Fleetwood, 19 events, 1 win, 8 top 10s. Of course, no majors, no major top 10s. Third in the league in scoring average at 69.36. And then Ben Griffin, a whopping 30 events, almost twice as many as Rory. A third more than Tommy Fleetwood and Scottie Scheffler. Of course, notching three wins, 12 top 10s, no majors. He did have 2 top 10s in the majors that he played. Fourth in the league in scoring average at a very funny, giggly 69.69.
I like other guys.
That's your problem, Johnny. So the Rookie of the Year race does not seem as cut and dry, however. As you know what, before we get into the Rookie of the Year race, let's do this for everybody. We're going to take a quick break, pay some bills, let everybody hear about Tom's Town, Golf Central Magazine, Turf Life, and of course, Orion Golf. And then we'll come back on the other side and talk about the upcoming player or the Rookie of the Year race. See what your thoughts are, what my thoughts are, and get into it there. I am IndyCarTim right here on From the Rough on FanStream Sports. Back after this.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hey folks, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center, a very different kind of approach to primary care. Personalized preventative medicine, not a one-pill-fits-all mentality. Christopher Lugo and his experienced medical staff are proactive in looking at issues before they become a problem, encouraging a healthy lifestyle with proper diet, supplements, and exercise to optimize your active lifestyle. Rather than the impersonal, rushed approach, you will be the only patient and will have our full attention. That's new. Getting old is inevitable, but feeling and looking old is avoidable. Bay Area Modern Medical Centers are experts in anti-aging regenerative medicine that optimizes your body's performance in many areas. So call for an appointment to get started on a journey back to full health and a happy life with a new, modern way of healthcare. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka, named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things? To showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there, over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. It is a Johnny Free show, if you're a fan of that. Talking Hideki Matsuyama and his hero playoff win. We just went over some of the details of the Player of the Year nominees for the PGA Tour for 2025. And I gave my honest thoughts on how to figure out who wins. If you missed that, it was glorious. Go back and listen. There's a rewind button on the podcast, by the way. Wherever you get your podcasts here on From the Rough and any of our shows on FanStream Sports, you can find them all at fanstreamsports.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Or as some people say, wherever you consume your podcasts. That sounds a little too cerebral for me, so I'm not sure I like how that's phrased. But we might never, ever forget Ben Griffin's scoring average for 2025 as he finished fourth, as he is one of your Player of the Year nominees. Ben Griffin finished fourth, the fourth best scoring average of the year, with an average of giggle 69.69. It's not 6.7, as the kids are saying. I think it's funnier as Gen X. But that's where we are. So the Rookie of the Year race in the PGA Tour is not as cut and dry maybe as the Player of the Year. And again, my vote probably right now, not thinking too terribly hard about it, goes to Tommy Fleetwood. But he won't win. Ben Griffin certainly won't win. It's going to be between Rory and Scottie. And most certainly, well, I say most certainly, that might not be true because
Scottie Scheffler.
while he won 6 times and has a couple of majors on the season, Rory won the career Grand Slam at the Masters. It finally got over his Masters hump. Giggle. So, man, I don't know. I would like to see Rory win it if it comes down to those two. But for those 4, I would love to see Tommy Fleetwood win it. I think I would. I'm just saying. But the Rookie of the Year race, maybe not as cut and dry. 5 players are in the running. Aldrich Potgieter, the lone player who qualified for the FedEx Cup playoffs. He won the Rocket Classic in a playoff over Max Grazerman and Chris Kirk late in the season. He finished number 52 in the season-long race. The rest of those that are nominated were able to finish in the top 100 of the FedEx Cup standings, thanks in large part to their play this fall. Stephen Fisk claimed the Sanderson Farms Championship to finish 73rd in the FedEx Cup standings. Michael Brennan went from sponsor exemption to PGA Tour member at the Bank of Utah Championship. With his win in Utah, he becomes the 7th player since 1970 to win on the PGA Tour within his first 3 career starts. Carl Phillips was Mr. 100, but his place in the standings was a moot point due to his win at the Puerto Rico Open in the spring. Meanwhile, William Mao also entered the winner's circle at an opposite field event with his victory at the ISCO Championship. And by the way, can we just get rid of these opposite field events and signature events? I'm not going to go on this rant now. I've done it a couple times this year. It's time. Get rid of the signature events. Get rid of the opposite field events. Just keep the damn tour players together, okay? This story has become tiresome. It's ridiculous. Tired of covering two events in the same week. No, there's lots of other reasons they need to do away with that. Not the least of which is because vodka Red Bull. I'm just saying. So the honors here will be awarded through a voting process, including PGA Tour members who played in at least 15 official FedEx Cup events during the 2025 season. Voting closes on Friday, December 12th, with winners announced at a later date. We went over your stats for your Player of the Year participants, nominees. Let's look at the same for your Rookie of the Year. Michael Brennan played in 4 events with 1 win and 1 top 10. No scoring average for him because of playing in just 4 events. Stephen Fisk, 27 events, 1 win, 2 top 10s. He finished 77th in scoring, 70.75. William Mao, 24 events, 1 win, 3 top 10s, 70.79. He was 82nd in the league in scoring. Aldrich Potgieter, 20 events started, 1 win, 3 top 10s, 71.15, 122nd in scoring in the league. Carl Phillips, 21 events, 1 win, 2 top 10s, 71.32, good enough for 137th in scoring. Now, to me, this is just me, and we all know I'm usually right with just about everything. If your scoring average is over 70, you probably shouldn't be nominated for an award. And I get it. It's Rookie of the Year. But I'm going to immediately throw out Aldrich Potgieter and Carl Phillips, with all due respect to those guys. All right. Potgieter, 20 starts, 1 win, 3 top 10s. It's a pretty good year for a rookie. Carl Phillips, 21 starts, 1 win, 2 top 10s. It's pretty good for a rookie. But this is not the pretty good rookie award. Otherwise, a lot of other guys would be in on the race. This is the Rookie of the Year. And I'm not sure that Michael Brennan should win this thing, having just 4 starts and not qualifying for a scoring average. I mean, 1 win in 4 starts is impressive. I don't know. I don't think Brennan should be in on this as well. So let's throw it in between Stephen Fisk and William Mao, who had 27 and 24 starts respectively. They both had a win. Stephen Fisk had 2 top 10s. Mao had 3 top 10s. Their scoring average was very, very close. Fisk at 70.75, 77th in the league. Mao 70.79. They are 4 100ths of a point, of a stroke apart. Mao was 82nd, and they're 5 spots apart in the scoring. But I would say by virtue of 3 fewer starts and 1 extra top 10, I would say your winner is William Mao. So congratulations to William Mao. Not that I have a say so. But that's just me. That's where I am at on this. The Michael Brennan thing is curious. Again, just 4 starts, but you had a win. But is 4 starts, does that qualify you for Rookie of the Year? Man, I don't know. That's a sketchy proposition right there. I don't know. Doesn't seem fair, right? He only had 4 starts compared to these other guys, but he had as many wins. It's not his fault he did it in less time. I don't know. I don't know what to think about. I'm going with William Mao as my Rookie of the Year, as I'm going with Rory McIlroy for my Player of the Year. Neither one of those guys will probably win. but we can celebrate it however we want. Look, boys and girls, to wrap things up here, thought we would get into a little bit of our winners and losers for the FedEx Cup Fall, as that has wrapped up now. We will go with some of our winners, and these aren't necessarily players. Could be events that won. But our winners, first-timers, were winners here because changes are coming to the PGA Tour, whether you like them or not. You jump on the train or you risk getting left behind. Harris English referenced a change to the schedule, which would begin after the Super Bowl. Some murmurs are it will actually begin the same week at the Waste Management Phoenix Open and feature just about 20 tournaments. The bottom line here is the PGA Tour, and what some are calling the PGB Tour, are going to become a thing. Even more than just the signature events compared to regular run-of-the-mill tournaments. A line between the best talent the tour has to offer and the rest of the league will be drawn. And I don't like that at all. That's why I'm saying get rid of signature events. But this is why the first-time winners here are likely to be the winners of the FedEx Cup Fall, because who knows what intricacies will come with exemptions, with the potential new schedule. I don't know. Who knows how one's going to qualify for the main events? Who knows how any of this will shake out? I don't know. But one of my winners of the FedEx Cup Fall will be are these first timers. It's I don't know, that needs to be an episode, I think, for me and Johnny to contemplate, is these proposed, or not even proposed, rumored scheduling changes. A big winner, I think, of the FedEx Cup Fall was the Bermuda Championship. It was a top 5 event of the entire PGA Tour season. Tee times were moved up on Sunday before the start of the NFL window. Kudos, great idea. It provided, hardcore golf fans with one of the best viewing experiences imaginable. It was the definition of a pleasant surprise. And I'm never down on the FedEx Cup Fall events. Never. I want to watch golf. And for the people that are involved in those tournaments in the FedEx Cup Fall, they got a lot to play for. And they show it. They play like it. It's just as enjoyable to watch to me as your regular tour events. You might not have some names that the casual golf fan recognizes, but for huge fans like me and you, we know all these guys. They're not new names to us. And by the way, they're pretty good at golf. But at Bermuda, players faced 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts, were forced to flight shots, and many of these guys had to use their imaginations and hold on for dear life with their professional livelihoods on the line. And I said it when we wrapped up the recap. If you're going to send guys to play at a place like Bermuda, make them play in the freaking conditions that are native to Bermuda. I know a few years ago they halted play because of weather. Now, look, if it's lightning and there's a safety issue, that's different. But they halted play because of high winds a few years ago. And I thought that was about the dumbest thing I've ever heard, at least at that time. You're going to send them to Bermuda. You know what the conditions are going to be. Make them play in it. That's what they did this year, and I thought it was great. Big time winner. The tournament was a winner. Also big winner, I thought, Napa Valley. It didn't work out for the Ryder Cup team. It did work out for the Pro Corps. Players from the 2023 squad. Does anybody know what I do for a living? From the 2023 squad, revealed after the fact that they may have not been tournament ready for the Ryder Cup in Rome. Keegan Bradley made sure that would not be the case heading into the 2025 competition at Bethpage Black. But because of this, 11 of the 12 members of his team, Xander Schauffele was the exception because of welcoming a newborn child into the world, teed it up in the first event of the FedEx Cup Fall. The result was predictable. The best American players played the best. Scottie won. It provided some early juice into the swing season. So your top-ranked amateur, Jackson Coyven, contended. Lanto Griffin was fighting for his card. He put together the best start of his year. And, you know, it was just entertaining. Tremendously entertaining. And that's what it's supposed to be. Now let's get into maybe the biggest loser of FedEx Cup Fall. I have a list here, but we're going to go with my biggest loser. My biggest loser of the FedEx Cup Fall 2025, Jordan Spieth. Look, if a player falls short in the regular season and the postseason, he should theoretically be playing in the FedEx Cup Fall, even if it's just one tournament. Jordan Spieth felt like he didn't have to play, and ultimately he was proven right. Beginning the fall inside the Aon Next 10, he fell just outside the number when Max McGreevy surpassed him thanks to his runner-up result of the RSM Classic. The first reaction here is to point out that Spieth may garner sponsors' invites, but he probably won't need them. The first signature event of 2026 at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am features 80 players due to the event's amateur aspect. It's filled via the season-ending FedEx Cup standings, which means Spieth will get in. He even stands as the first alternate for the Genesis. Spieth's not a loser by, that definition of the word. Y'all know what I mean here, but what was laid out suggests the polar opposite. He enjoyed an offseason, gained a couple of spots in some big-time tournaments, and may not lose anything, but by doing so, he exposed a flaw in the system that needs to be fixed. It's broken, and it needs to be fixed. That is not in the spirit of what FedEx Cup Fall is supposed to be. So, and that's what I think, boys and girls. I would love to hear what you guys think. Find me on all across social media, including X at IndyCarTim. The show is at From the Rough PGA. Johnny is at J Gerber PGA Pro. We are here a couple of times a week, 5 o'clock Central, live at fanstreamsports.com. Later that same day, wherever you get your podcasts, we would love interaction with you guys. And we will do it all again here either on Wednesday of this week or Monday of next week. I'm not sure. Follow us on social media, and we will certainly let you know when to find us. Or just head over to fanstreamsports.com. Go find From the Rough, and you'll find us. It's where we always are. We will do it again, more golf, as the season wraps up, as we anticipate the 2026 calendar. Until then, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.